Hello guys, and welcome to this new video against lower rated players. I'm playing against Earlen from USA, 1195. So e4. Let's go e5, just to keep the player on ground he knows. I'm not going with my Scandinavian now, so I somehow hope he will know some theory. So e4, e5, bishop c4. So bringing the bishop. The scholar checkmate won't work after queen f3. Threatening queen f7. Of course, I would just cover it. So d3. Let's go bishop c5. So I'm developing my pieces as well. If he goes knight c3, we'll have a almost symmetrical position. I will try to build on through the game. So knight f3. Let's go for Roman d6. So bishop g4. I don't think the lines with knight e5 or knight g5 ever work, because bishop g4, if he goes bishop f7 take and knight g5, I'll always be able to play queen g5. And well, I love to pin this knight. So let's play bishop g4. So I keep the option to go queen f6, which is always interesting, to be able to play bishop take, queen take, pawn take, and double the pawns. Remind me of the game of Capablanca against Winter. Winter was white, and the bishop got stuck on g3 in some lines with the pawn doubled. So before, let's go bishop b6. So I'm keeping this d4 square for my knight. So I could play either queen f6, knight e7, knight g6, either bring my knight to f6. Both options are okay. So I don't know what he did with this knight on f3, this pawn on d3. You see, I waited to move this knight as I don't want to be pinned. Maybe he can still play c3, and it's okay. The thing is that if I castled, he could play h3 and after bishop h5 g4 and put pressure on this king. But I didn't castle after h3, bishop h5, g4, bishop g6. He's just weakening himself. So this idea is not working. So bishop d5 is having a look at this knight. I could go to knight e7 and after b5. Oh, knight e7 is pretty falling to bishop f7, king f7, knight g5 check, and taking the bishop on g4. So here is a little trick. Don't know if he saw that, but if he did, it's pretty dangerous. I mean, this is really the move I could play in knight e7 and just found myself losing some material. So bishop d5, not that easy to react as I first thought. I could maybe go some so queen f6, bishop g5, not that good. If queen d7, maybe queen d7. So now I'm always sure I can retake with the queen on f7. Okay. So after queen takes c6, knight takes e5, bishop takes d1, knight takes c6, bishop takes c2, and I will be able to take on d3 at the end of the variation. So this is playable. So c4. I don't see any threat for the moment. So let's go knight f6. I will need to regroup my pieces. So if bishop h5, g4, bishop g6. So I don't know, I think he's pushing too much the pawns. I mean, where is his king going if he goes a g4? I don't know. I mean, the way he plays, it's a bit too adventurous, I would say. It's not really natural for stronger players to push that much. So I have the bishop pair. My pawn structure is better, and it seems after so much pushing, it might look like white is putting pressure on black, and black might end up in troubles. But most of the time, that's not what's happening. What's happening is that the pawns being pushed and they will be attacked by other pawns, and those will become weaknesses. So if I could play like castle, rook e8, c6, and finally d5 and open up the position, I will have a pretty strong advantage. That's why I go queen d7 to prepare c6, and after bishop g5 to be able just to defend my knight with queen e6. So white could try bishop g5, queen e6, knight c3, and I would answer c6, and maybe try to push d4 in some variation, though d4 is always hard to play when the knight is pinned, because if you play passively like bishop e3 and all the story, I don't think you will hold it up. So bishop e3 now. Yeah, queen e2, bishop e3 is maybe a good idea for white. So take, and then I need to prepare d5, or I could play queen e6. Or I could play c6, d5. Let's play c6. Anyway, if it takes, I'm taking back, and this pawn on a3 is not looking great. So take, and I will prepare d5 now. So you see, after 14 moves, Earlen is still pretty much in it. So rook e8, and I'm preparing d5. So of course, when I open up the center, I will be able to get use of this bishop more, and my pawn structure will become better. If I have the e5 pawn against the d3 pawn, this pawn is going to be weak. It will be an isolated pawn on d3, a backward isolated pawn, which will be the perfect target to attack. So if I play d5 now, pawn takes, and anytime even if he has some knight e5, I will just play queen d6, attacking the knight and attacking the queen. So I can go d5 now, and finally I will be able to transform the position and play against the backward pawn. So probably need to keep the tension with moves like rook d1. Okay, take. So I think anytime he plays, okay, knight takes just falls to bishop e2, knight d7, and the bishop will be protected. But anyway, even if it was not working this way, I would always have queen d6, maintaining the pressure on the queen and the knight. So I think he didn't need to release the tension. Now it's just getting harder for white. Okay, taking on g4, take might be an option. Bishop g6. Oh, bishop g6, knight e5. Maybe I didn't see that. You see, I don't calculate all the lines. But knight g4, pawn take, and queen g4 looks. It's queen g4 with a check. So it's even better than I thought. So you could just play knight take. Knight take d5 was more interesting here. Could have played knight take d5, trying to get some counterplay, but after pawn take, it's a check. This is a check. So queen h2 pretty much forced, and I will go rook e6. I think I'm playing for a checkmate. Oh, this is obviously a very big mistake, because queen h3 check is coming. King has to come to g1. After knight h2, you lose your queen, and after king g1, bishop takes f3. It's even worse. The queen and the bishop in front of the king. This is now the end of the game. Queen f3, the only move. Queen takes, and well, it's queen up, and rook e6, rook g6 is coming next. Okay, so I have a 2-1 move checkmates. Let's make this one. Okay, so let's go back a bit. So bishop g5. Okay, so I would have waited with knight c3 here, and I would have delayed the development of the knights, because I don't like to. Okay, maybe okay d6. I don't like to be pinned, so maybe I would have done something. Either play h3 myself. So maybe start with bishop g5 here, asking questions, and yeah, maybe bishop g5 here also is a possibility, or knight g5 also, trying to put pressure on f7. So there were quite a few moves with white. Let's see what my opponent did. So I'm refreshing, because after you analyze, you're losing what you said. But yeah, this move a3 is, I mean, this is just a move that is not quite hitting the target, because the play is on the king side now. Okay, it's maybe on f7, and basically all the pieces are looking toward the king side, so you have to do something there. But with a3, you let me take advantage of this situation now on the king side, and bishop f7 not working anymore. Now the knight is pinned, and this is not bringing anywhere with white. In fact, even if you feel you push some pawns and you attack some pieces, it's not going to force. Queen d7, take, and now I have the bishop pair, and my idea is just to push c6 and d5 to watch this pawn on d3, and that's totally what happened in this game. So I just produced my plan, as I said, so push c6 and d5. So you see, nothing too complicated. I just had a plan, and I just produce it, and now you can feel white is going to be in some kind of troubles. It's still not a decisive advantage for black, of course, but I mean, in such a closed up, calm opening, it's hard to get advantage with black, and here you just start to press move by move on the white side. So you can always have even ideas like queen e6 attacking c4, so you can take on f3 and then retake on c4 as an idea how to put up pressure. Okay, so pawn take here. It's bad when there is tension. You are the first one to release the tension. It's never a good sign, and well, now everything is falling apart. Too many threads, the position is opening up, and white is not ready for it. So g4, knight g4, and this is just the end. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for Earlen to play the game with me. Have a nice day. Goodbye.